What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? PlotArmorCards in the house, and post Black Friday, this market is crazy. There are insanely low listings on literally everything, and this is just tomfoolery with the amount that prices have risen. Some situations prices have actually lowered, but I don't have a specific card that we're looking at today, but I want to just take a look at the market as a whole because a lot of these cards went crazy. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, this I just sorted just in Yu-Gi-Oh by best selling. So according to this, the best selling things were the Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge booster box as well as Magnificent Mavens, and both of these have 78 listings and then 26 listings for Magnificent Mavens. So that's interesting. Next we got Kshatriya Fenrir, which is to be expected. This thing I'm expecting to shoot up in price soon. I do have one copy. I got lucky and I pulled it out of why am I forgetting off the top of my head? Darkwing Blast. It was Darkwing Blast. I read it right here. I'm gonna wait for the new stuff to come out because I do want to play around with it, but I honestly think it'll probably be at its peak around when the new stuff comes out. That'll be interesting to mess around with. Next, Bistio Magnamut. It's starting to hit that $15, $16 mark, which is nice. This is something I'm going to be looking to sell maybe in a little bit. Not right away because there's no reprint on the horizon for this thing anytime soon. So maybe after a little bit. Primeval Planet Perlino is next. For it's about $60, especially with the reprint for Power of the Elements all being announced and whatnot. So you could see this going down in price, but people are definitely still trying to get their hands on it. Pot of Prosperity. This is definitely something that everyone needs. I have mine listed for like $40, and I think it was undershot, so I might lower the price a bit just to, get it off my hands. Bestial Lebellion. This is interesting because it's still lowering itself in price while being one of the best selling. That's definitely interesting. Darkwing Blast booster box seems to go for about $70. Triple Tactics Talent is about that $11 range. Only 82 listings. That's crazy. Kshatriya Unicorn. Wow, this thing got up in price too. It's about $23 market value, but you can get it low as $20 right now. But there's only 50 listings, so when listings populate back, I'm sure it'll dip just a little bit. Lightning Storm is about a $10 card right now with 85 listings. I would say 85 is about a solid amount of listings, even though it's been popular, as you can tell, because it's on page 1. There are only about 85 listings, which, like I was saying, is a solid listing, but it's about $10. So hopefully as we get a little bit more listings, it goes down in price a bit because this is something I haven't picked up yet either. Evenly Matched, definitely a good card. I can completely see why people want this. Access Code Talker, the single out of Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge, about $27. Honestly, a bit lower than I gave it credit for. That's a good thing because then people can pick it up and play it affordably. Kelbeck the Ancient Vanguard. I believe last time we took a look at this was about $5, and now it's about $6.63, and I don't know why that is. Probably Black Friday, but there's again 231 listings, so this is not like it's a hard card to get your hands on, but it is much needed for Ishizu tier elements, so I can kind of see why it's been fluctuating up and down, especially when people are trying to get their hands on it on Black Friday. So Bestial Druid Swarm is about $8, which I think it was around that price. Might have gone up and down a couple pennies. But it is about that price. It's about 99 listings, so it has stayed relatively solid. Baron de Fleur. Now, I'm surprised this thing got bought out on Black Friday just because there is a reprint announced. But then actually I'm not surprised because there are a lot of people that prefer originals, and this has definitely gone down in price since the reprint has been announced. So this might be the ideal time for someone who's looking to pick it up right now, can pick it up. Plus they can get their bonus bucks. Personally, I don't really like the whole bonus bucks thing because you have to sign up and you have to be part of that and you have to pay just to take advantage of Black Friday deals. I didn't like that, so I stayed away. Access Code Talker Starlight Rare. There are only 7 listings at $590.98. Sprite Blue is officially less than $40. I think it was like 35 last we checked. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but it is definitely hovering around the $40 mark right now. Hopefully this thing goes down sooner and sooner and sooner and quicker and quicker and quicker because I want to get my hands on this thing, that's for sure. Infinite Permanence, about $7 out of Magnificent Mavens. I was hoping after it got reprinted in Magnificent Mavens there would be I was hoping it would be sub $5, but that just never ended up happening. So hopefully that happens, but it's a good card, so I can see if it doesn't happen. Forbidden Droplet, 92 listings, about $25, not bad at all. EN Shuffle is definitely something that was, I would say it was sub $5, if not around the $5 mark, and there are only 51 listings, so this is definitely something that got bought out of Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge, and it's about $7, seems to be like. Flunderies in the Advent of Adventure definitely went down in price. Let me take a look at this. overall it did go up, but let's see. Yesterday I feel like, or 2 days ago, we were taking a look at it and it was like a $40 card. And let's see here. Or am I tripping? Yeah, right here. So the 25th, it was selling between $33, $35 at one point, and now it seems you can get it for about the cheapest. I'm not counting these. Cheapest for about $30, but that's a lightly placed. So near mint, $30 plus $1 shipping. It's about 31 bucks. That's not bad at all. It's definitely gone down after what we were taking a look at it. Sprite Elf, I think, was hovering around the $17 mark last time we took a look at it. Now it seems the lowest listing is about 18, but the market price seems to be going for about 19. Chaos Space, well, there are only 70 listings, seems to be going closer to the $4 mark in terms of market price. And I believe when I first opened it, when I first pulled it, it was around the $2, almost $3 mark. So not too much of a difference there. Fusion Destiny, everyone wants their hands on this. That's, of course, especially with the reprint of DPE, you want this card. Blazing Cartesia has a bunch of listings and $14 for that. Ruining Tip, I'm surprised this is still as popular because I feel like most people are saying that it's been kind of phased out ever since, you know, the ban list, or at least that'll happen post ban list, because the ban list will take effect December 1st, I believe. Welcome Labyrinth, only 14 listings and has gone up to $25 for its ultra rare. There is no other printing of this card, I believe, or at least no other regular printing. There might be like a secret rare or some crazy shit that I just don't remember off the top of my head, but $25. I remember at this point it was like $9, and I was looking to pick up this card, and I was like, it'll probably get cheaper, and I played myself because there's 14 listings right now for $25. Sky Striker Ace Ray Ultimate Rare, 37 listings for $62. Toon Blackluster Soldier, there's only 41 listings and it's going for about $10 right now. That's crazy. I believe it was around 7 when it first came out, and I cheaped out on it because I was like, it'll probably get cheaper, and might have been a mistake, but most of the time I anticipate this to go down just because of the fact that, you know, there's not too many listings right now. So when more listings get in, it'll definitely get more expensive. And Tier Elements Rhino Heart has been getting a little bit cheaper over time. Let's go ahead and take a look. Has definitely been dipping in price, and it looks like the last ones that were bought were about the $15 mark. But right now the cheapest you can get, that's a moderately played, but near mint is about $12.40. This card has definitely gotten way cheaper. Maybe time to pick it up soon for those of you that have been waiting. Personally, I am in that camp. I am going to wait just a little bit longer because after Black Friday, if it has gone that much cheaper, I know people probably listed a bunch of their cards afterwards, and that's why it has gotten significantly cheaper, and with the reprint of the set and everything. But I personally am going to wait a bit, and let's just see what happens in that situation. Ultimate Slayer post Black Friday still has 138 listings and is cheaper than I've ever seen it. $23.01 is the lowest listing. I'm personally hoping this gets super cheap. Probably after like one more reprint, it will get really down there, and then I'll pick up a playset because it's an interesting card to mess around with. Sky Striker Mobilized Linkage. This still has a bunch of listings over there, and it's still relatively cheap. It might still be worth picking up. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, the Prismatic Secret Rare version. So people are really interested in this version specifically, and seems to be around the $10 mark. Tactical Masters, okay. This is not a set that I enjoyed personally, but I can completely see why people enjoyed it. About 44 bucks, not bad. Ultra Rare Magnificent Mavens Skill Drain. I'm personally going to wait for the structure decks before picking up more skill drains because I believe the structure decks have skill drains in them anyway, so just buy 3 of them and that'll work itself out. Ghosts from the Past, the Second Haunting. I forgot about this set, but it was honestly such a good set. I was so happy when this came out. So $54 for a display case. Interesting. Rite of Armaseer has less than 100 listings, but it's about $30. Hopefully this thing gets cheaper. I'm really waiting on, most likely we'll take a reprint for it to like get really low in price. And so 76 listings, but as we get more listings, probably hover around the 70, or it will probably hover around the maybe 28, 27, maybe $26 range. That'll be nice. Or maybe even lower, who knows. Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, $3 card. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, $10 card. I believe when it first got released, it was around a $10, $11 card, so nothing has changed really. Appaloosa, it's about $3.50. I'm glad I picked mine up. I would recommend picking it up as well because this is a really useful card in pretty much any deck. Access Code Talker, the original, only has 89 listings at $25. The Gold Rare, or that's not the original, but the Gold Rare reprint, I don't know why I called it the original, This thing is definitely, people don't like their gold rares, is what I'm trying to say. And so I can completely understand why this thing has gone down in price such drastically, and it was cheaper than the newer printing. So people are trying to offload their gold rares because they don't like that rarity. Most of the time, people don't like that type of stuff. So I can understand why. Probably this will proceed to get cheaper and cheaper. Not so cheap as to where it's like, pennies. At least not without a couple more reprints, I'd say. But maybe around the $18-$20 mark. That would be nice to see, but that's obviously just me hoping, so I can pick it up myself. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, the structure deck commons, have risen up to like $5. Not bad. I think they were around $3 or $4 when they first came out, but this right now I would say floodgates are a lot more important in the meta right now. But the second we switch back to hand traps, and even then, like, Ash Blossom's still pretty decent hand trap. The second we switch back to like a hand trap heavy format, these things are gonna shoot up in price, and I would definitely recommend picking them up because when they shoot up in price, they're worth selling, or you can get it for cheap. Celine, this is something I would definitely recommend picking up as well. It's about $8.97. There's only 50 listings, but hopefully more listings will populate over the next couple days. I wonder if we're going to have some Cyber Monday deals. That's something I haven't looked into yet, but that'll be interesting. Arene, only 12 listings. The market price is about 21, but the lowest is at 15, so I'm curious to see. This has to be either 0% or a different language. This has just shot up in price. That is crazy. Yep, this person is relatively new seller, 100% on 8 sales, not bad at all. But this clearly very quickly goes from 15, 16, all the way to 20, and then to 25. So this may be harder and harder to get your hands on. This, boy, the Labyrinth stuff is really popular. But next we got ourselves Garura, which was at one point around a $17 card, but now it is starting to go down a little bit. Probably has something to do with the Power of Elements reprint announced. Also, pretty much everyone that was like hyped about it has kind of gotten their hands on it, right? And they've messed around with it, so we've seen the market a little bit stabilized for that card. Secret Pharaoh's Rare Dark Magician Girl out of Magnificent Mavens, only 12 listings, but then again, I heard this rarity was like really hard to get your hands on, so I can completely understand why. Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, still hovering around that $15 mark. I believe back in the day when I picked mine up, it was about a $15 card, and nothing's really changed. That's crazy. Yep, the 10 of Ancient Battle is the same version I have. Sprite Sprint, about $11. Interesting. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it used to be a little bit more expensive, but gone down in price a bit, so interesting to see. Number F0, Utopic Draco Future. This thing is definitely going up there in price. There's only 34 listings right now. If you're looking to pick this up, probably I would wait for more to populate, but then again, this is like something everyone wants, so 50-50 there. Borreload Savage Dragon, 61 listings, and they're only, it seems to be around the $9 mark, which I think it was around there to begin with. So I know most people aren't really looking to get this card, at least most people I've talked to, unless they run the new Bestial Dragon Link stuff, in which case, they're trying to get it. But other than that, I don't really see it running around in too many other decks. I, however, like to use it in my Dragoonity, so kind of happy I pulled it. Power of the Elements, okay. 33 listings only. This structure deck was really, not structure deck, but booster box was really expensive. I think I saw it at one point, maybe around the $85 mark, unless I'm mistaken. But it seems to be around $77 to $80, probably what you'll see it for, at least until the reprint is announced. Lightning Storm is about $12.48. Diviner of the Herald, this card is crazy because this is something I discussed last time. We all thought it was going to go up in price like crazy and just never ended up happening. In fact, it has 163 listings, and even with Black Friday, I think it was cheaper now than it was when we were talking about it, which is crazy. Secret Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle, the boss monster, or at least the monster that people really need for that deck. It's about $8, not bad. Kaldo's Sacred Protector, I'm really baffled that these cards did not get up there in price. Blue Eyes White Dragon out of Structure Deck Kaiba. I had like 80 of these just sitting around, and they were all damaged. I think I flipped them all. They were like $5 when I sold them. The lowest is probably the damaged versions, but I think they were around $5 when I sold them damaged, and now it looks like about $2.97. That's interesting. But it has been a while since I sold them, so it might have been just a gradual decline. Tier Elements Root Kalos, Starlight Rare, 17 listings, about $3.19. Super Polymerization Starlight Rare, about $224.88. Clockwork Knight, I really need to pick this up. I think I pulled one if I'm not mistaken, but it would really work nice on my Earth Machine deck, and I may mess around with this in a couple other decks just to see how it goes. Medora is another card that I expected to go up, did not. So 120 is not bad at all. It's probably around the price I got mine for. Nimble Angler. People are really interested in this card. Never got reprinted. $7.90 with the market price being about $10. I would expect this, as long as it does not get a reprint, expect this to be just slowly on the rise. That's just something that's going to happen if there's only one printing of a common. That's crazy. Konami, you need to reprint this card. Dimensional Fisher as an ultra rare is about $14. This definitely cooled down. Even with 20 listings, I sold my common for about $13 back when the ban list was first announced, which is crazy. And then these were like really, really high up there, I remember. But even with only 20 listings, is about $14. So it's cooled down. Definitely more expensive than it was at one point. But I would definitely say it has cooled down. And the market for this card has cooled down because the people that were like, like, I got to get this card now, they've definitely already picked it up. Teller Knight Ptolemaeus. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. This is another card that's definitely gone up there in price. $14. I feel like it's cooled down a bit as well. 35 listings for $14, not bad. Starlight Rare Borreload Savage Dragon. People really love their Starlights. That's not even something to debate about. That's 20 listings for as low as $2.15. Dimensional Fisher Secret Rares, $10, not bad. Teller Knight Ptolemaeus, the Ultra, interesting, is about $30. And then we got Alubra the Jester of Despia Ultimate Rare for about $32. This and this aren't like, I would expect maybe like a bigger difference in price between these two, which is, I know this technically double the price of this, but sometimes you'd see some Ultimate Rares that are like really, really up there in price, and there's only 45 listings, so maybe it'll get cheaper as more people will list their card. That'll be interesting to mess around with. But you guys can let me know what you guys think of today's market post Black Friday. And I apologize. I was not able to post yesterday. Don't know what it was. I had just like really bad migraine, and so I just kind of slept most of the day. I did go online for a little bit of shopping, but even just like staring at a screen was hurting my head. Do feel better now, so that's why I'm bringing a video to you guys today. But you guys can let me know any other cards that you'd like to look at in the future. I'd love to hear about that in the comments down below. And this is PlotArmorCards, guys, signing out for the day, hoping you had a good Black Friday, and we will see you in the next video.